So the first dream I remember, I'm at home and my house looks very different. It just looks different with different like living room, bedrooms, and backyard. And for some reason, there's a ton of family over, like I guess family, relatives, friends, and we're doing some sort of big sleepover. There's just tons of people, like my aunts and uncles or something. And so at one point, I'm in the backyard, and my ex-wife is there, and a bunch of kids. I think there's I have kids and I have like nieces and nephews and they're all sleeping over. But it looks like people that aren't even my family, but it's like one big family. I don't know, there's a bunch of people. And then I'm with my ex in the backyard. But it's weird because it's like a enclosed backyard or something, and there's fences. It's summertime. It's summertime because some of us are sleeping outside in the backyard. And so, but at one point it's just me and my ex-wife, and she's there because she's planning on doing psychedelic mushrooms, and she's going to do like a big dose. And I think she's already taken it. So she's taken a bunch of psychedelics, like a big dose, like 5 grams of psychedelics. And the backyard's like, there's a bunch of furniture, random stuff, pillows, and there's like a cot. I think it's like a small cot or some sort of like a camping bed. And so she's getting paranoid too. So at one point it's just me and her, and then it's me, her, and my girlfriend or partner. I have like somebody else I'm with, and a couple relatives, I think. And so she's taken the psychedelic mushrooms, and I'm basically trip. I'm her trip sitter, so I'm trying to like help her, guide her, or whatever. And she's unable to sleep, and it's like the middle of the night at one point, but it's summertime. It's not really dark. I guess it's like dusk, not dusk. Sorry, dawn. Yeah, it's like early morning, and basically I'm setting up the cot for her, and it's like having like a backyard camping. And we're camping out in the backyard, and then she's paranoid because like other relatives are gonna know she's on the shrooms or something. And I keep telling her it doesn't matter, just relax. And she's getting paranoid. I tell her to like go back to bed, and I remember fixing up the bed for her and like arranging the pillows and stuff. And then she like cartoonishly dives into the bed, like just drops into it to go back to sleep. And I realize she's tripping and stuff. I'm not even really doing anything or saying anything to her, but I'm just there. And she wants us to be there. Now, like, as she's doing all this, it's like once in a while, one extra person comes into this backyard. And it's weird because it's like a big backyard, but it seems like it's a room as well, like an outdoor bedroom. There's no roof, but it's the backyard. It just keeps shifting and looking weird, but it's just a big backyard. And so then we we're just like a group of us talking and stuff while my ex-wife is like trying to sleep and tripping, and she's having like a deep like crazy trip or something, like psychedelic trip. But we're just like talking, the rest of us. And now there's like a couple of my cousins are there. People are just like coming and going. It's almost like we're just having a big family party or family gathering. And my cousin's my cousin's son is there, and he's like a young teenager, or he's a kid. I can't remember how old he is, but he's like a kid. Like, I think he's around like maybe a 10 to, no, he's a little older, maybe like early teens. And he has this cream that he's bought from Sephora. I think it's like a special lip balm, and he's really proud of, like, it's an expensive brand of lip balm from Sephora, and he's asking me to guess how much he bought it for. But it's like a fancy brand. I mean, I don't even know anything about Sephora and the brands, but he's asking me, and I think I say something like, I take a couple guesses, and he tells me that he bought this special fancy lip balm for $14, even though regular price is like in the 20s or 30s. And he's like kind of going around showing it to all the friends and relatives, or like bragging about it. Like, I got such a good deal on this at Sephora. And I'm like, oh, that's great, man. Good job. And then more people just kind of show up, and like this backyard starts filling up with people, relatives and kids, and people are playing. Kids are running around playing. And then it's later in the day, like it's later in the morning. And so then I go inside the house, and then I go into my bedroom. My bedroom's empty. There's nobody there. But when my computer is on a desk, and I go up to the computer, and it's running a program. It's like one of those very old torrent programs, like the BitTorrents, whatever, where you were like people would download movies illegally or something. And I recognize the program. It's like a very old school program for some reason that's running on this computer. And in the dream, I realized I left it on overnight. So I've been downloading movies overnight. No, it was just one movie. I was downloading the movie, the poker movie, the movie called Rounders with Matt Damon and what's his name? Matt Damon's in that movie with, oh my god, I forget his name. Anyway, it's just a poker movie. I'm pretty sure that's the one I was downloading. So it had finished downloading, and I'm trying to close the program and like stop it from downloading more or sharing. I think I was like sharing the movie or download. Like basically, it had finished downloading, and I think I even tested the movie to make sure it's working. Like it's a legit movie. The file's like actually working. And while I'm doing all of this, my mom walks into my bedroom with two of her sisters. So it's my mom and two of my aunts. And they're like, they suddenly come up really close to me, and they're like asking me a bunch of questions if I'm doing okay or what's wrong with me. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I think they're all asking if I'm feeling okay, if I'm sick or not. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like I'm getting, for some reason I'm annoyed. I don't know why, but they're literally all up in my face and like touching my forehead or something to check it. I'm like, I'm fine. And they're like, yeah, but they're like, you went to bed really early. Why'd you go to bed early? I'm like, I don't know. I was just tired. And they're like, oh, okay. Are you sick? I'm like, no, I'm fine. And then, oh, Edward Norton. That's it. The name just popped into my head. Yeah, that's the guy, the actors, Matt Damon, Edward Norton in Rounders. But anyway, so yeah, it was just on the computer playing, I think, in the background too. So Rounders, the movie Rounders, is playing in the background, and then my mom and my aunts in the room, and I basically get annoyed. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I walk off, like I leave. And I think I go back into the backyard, and again, it's just crowded, tons of people, and that's all I remember from that dream. Like that dream kind of ends, and it shifts to another dream where I'm at work, but it's not work. It looks so weird. We're like in some outdoor. We're at some hotel, or it doesn't look anything like my workplace. I'm just somewhere with a group of people. They're coworkers. Yeah, no, we're at like some hotel or some event space, almost like a hall, like some sort of like I can't even remember. The building just looks weird. And basically, my manager suddenly shows up, and everything is rush. So there's a bunch of us. We're just workers standing around, and my manager shows up, and he's got these calendars. Yeah, he has a big calendar, and he's talking about we're doing vacation selection. So there's a bunch of us standing around. It's not even everybody who works there. There's only a few of us, and he has a big calendar, and he hangs it on the wall, and it's like he's going week by week. So we're doing like he wants everyone to choose their vacations, and so it's like a 2-step process or something. So we have to pick our vacations, but I realize he made a mistake, and it's like whatever. He basically there's like 2 sets of calendars, and he only brought 1 set. So we're picking our vacations, but there's like a big conflict of interest. It's some weird thing that I figure something out. So like we spent a bunch of time going through these calendars, and people are picking their vacations, but then I noticed like a mistake he made. Basically, I'm like, yeah, you don't have the other set of calendars. There's like a huge conflict of interest here, and people are taking the same weeks off, but are not allowed to take the same weeks off because certain people have certain skills that you can't have the same people off. And some weird, like, contradictory thing. I don't know. It was just like all these managers are off at the same time. There's like a bunch of managers standing around too, and they're they're listening to me explain whatever it was, like this big conflict of interest with the vacation selection. And like the big boss suddenly realizes that I'm right, and he's kind of embarrassed too. Like my own manager, he's like, "Oh crap!" And he realizes what he did. He starts like erasing the board, and he's like, "Yeah, well, you're right. We can't do vacation selection now. We can't do it like this. We need to have like the full set of calendars, and we need to have the other employees here so everything could be organized properly," or something weird like that. And then I'm almost like, I'm kind of happy with myself. I'm almost like not bragging, but I'm almost a little cocky. I'm like, "Oh man, look at that! Thank God I was able to figure it out." I think I'm kind of pissed that they don't thank me for this because I basically saved them a big headache. Like I figured it out for them, and they don't thank me. There's no appreciation or anything, and I'm just so I make some sarcastic comment about like, "Good thing I was here to like figure this out for you," and they just like pack up their stuff and they leave. And it wasn't even like work. It was like we had all been meeting up at some place, like some hotel or some event space. Like it was just like some gathering place, and so they pack up all their stuff and they just leave. And the rest of us, like coworkers, were just like hanging around or something. And I think it's even like it turns into a restaurant, or it's like a partial restaurant place, and we're all just kind of standing around. And there's these like high tables, like kind of like a bar would have. And I think some people are just like we're just socializing and drinking or something like that's what we were kind of doing before they showed up for this like work vacation selection thing. We are just like socializing and talking, and people are drinking beer. Some people are drinking whiskey or something like that. And I think that's part of the dream. That was it. But I had so many other like random dreams. I can barely remember them. And it kept shifting too. So that dream, that was part of the dream. But I can't remember if it's connected to another part where I'm looking for. No, I think that was it for that dream. But then at another point, I can't remember well, but the only thing I remember is I had some. No, I had a. I forget what they're called. I had one of those projectors. Remember, like the old school, like in the 80s and 90s, they had like the projectors for schools. Teachers would use a projector because they didn't have like the TV stuff or the fancy electronics they have now. But it was like one of those old school weird projectors where you put like the clear piece of plastic on it and write on it, and then the light shines it onto the board. So, anyways, those old school projectors. Those people who know what they are, they know what I mean. But anyways, I'm holding this projector by the neck of it, and I'm just walking outside, and I'm walking down this crowded area. It's like these small houses. I'm basically walking with a projector in my hand down some street, looking for the garbage chute. So it makes no sense at all. But it's like I should be indoors, but I'm not. I'm outdoors, and it's this sidewalk I'm walking down. There's all these new constructions, like these mini houses they're building. So there's a bunch of these houses around me, and I'm just walking down the street holding a projector in my hand, looking for a garbage chute so I can throw this projector out because it's like old school and it's broken and it doesn't work properly. And I'm walking around, and it's like constantly shifting from being indoors and outdoors. And the whole thing looks so strange, like it doesn't make sense at all. And at some point, I'm inside of a building, and it's like this massive, huge building, like a big fancy resort. I'm like inside of a resort, and I'm walking, holding this projector in my hand, trying to find the garbage chute. And there's people dressed up in suits and like fancy clothes, and there's different like rooms and different sections. It's almost like I guess the closest thing I could think of is like a convention center, like a big convention center with big events happening. And there's like theaters inside. There's dancing hall, like there's these dancing venues, like big parties. And I remember at one point I poked my head inside a room. It's like a massive room, like a galleria, and everyone's dressed all fancy, and some of them are dancing, they're socializing, drinking. I think they're even like rich celebrities. And I just kind of look, and I'm kind of taken back. I'm like almost like awed, like wow, this is crazy. Like yeah. Like I was just like impressed by it or something. And then I walk back out. I think it's like a hallway. It's like this big hallway with multiple rooms all over. And I'm looking for the stupid garbage chute. Like all I'm doing is looking for a garbage chute to get rid of this damn projector that I'm holding in my hand. And there's like displays, there's people, there's like these shows going on, there's like these tables of presenters as well. It's almost like they're like selling stuff or advertising. And I'm walking around them and this and that, and I can't. It's like it's pissing me off. I cannot find the garbage chute. And at one point, I look at signs. There's these signs on the ceiling that are pointing like with arrows, like it says like washrooms are this way, like sales office is this way, movie theater that way, like or whatever. Like I can't remember the words that are on it, but I just know that there's signs directing people to different areas. And so I kind of get fed up. I can't find this garbage chute that I'm supposed to throw this projector down. And so I kind of abandoned. I'm like, okay, whatever, screw it, forget it. And I start walking back out towards the exit, and I'm looking. I think I decide to ask an employee, but then I'm also like embarrassed. I think so. I don't know what to do, and I basically don't want to ask. I don't want to ask I don't want to ask an employee who works in this facility or building. So as I'm walking out towards the exit, there's like these booths, like these tiny little tables with chairs, like mini booths of a restaurant. Oh no, it's not even mini booths. Just it's like a regular booth that you would have at a restaurant, but it's for like two people only. Like it's a small chair, and I kind of walk casual. I'm walking past it, and I slowly put this projector down to get rid of it because I can't find the garbage. I'm like, this is garbage. I'm just gonna leave it here, and somebody will eventually find it and throw it out anyways. And so I casually just drop it on the chair, like this cushioned seat of this little booth, and I walk away. And I think that's all I remember from this dream. It was literally just some long, weird dream sequence of me trying to get rid of this stupid projector that I was holding in my hand. And there was other dreams. So that's the last part of that dream sequence. And then there was another dream. This one's way too hazy already. I can't even remember what it was. I was in some sort of like a roller coaster cart. It was like I was inside of a cart, like a mine. Like no, in movies and cartoons, they would have like those old school mine shafts. I don't even know if it's old school. They probably still have it today, but it's like underground mines. They have the railroad, like the tracks, but it's not for trains. It's just like for those small carts, I guess, to transport stuff. And I'm inside one of these cars, kind of like that Donkey Kong. I know there's a level in Donkey Kong with like you're inside of a cart. So it's like this metal cart on tracks, like on a railroad train track, whatever. And I'm inside it for whatever reason. I'm just going down this track inside of this little mine cart thing. And the track is ending, so I'm racing down towards the edge, and it falls off and lands hard on the ground, but I'm okay. Like it just lands and I get out of it. And I'm like, wow, that was close. I almost died or something like that. That's all I remember from this little dream part. This dream was so hazy. I don't remember much of it, but yeah, I was just like, for whatever reason, I was inside this little metal cart, like a mine inside of a mine, but I wasn't even underground or something. It was just like, it was like a long track above ground, just somewhere, but it made no sense. I don't remember. It's already fading. Yeah, I lost it. Some mine, some shaft, something like that. I'm just riding around inside of a cart that's about to fall off the edge of the cliff. And that's all I remember from my dreams.